What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, primarily to deliver you our Week 2 matchup here in the PU Power Draft League. Last week, we picked up a narrow 1-0 victory over the Chad Chinchows on the back of our amazing Electrode, putting in the work in that last few minutes, cleaning up the team. Now, this week, we are taking on Lightfoot and his Lightfoot of Ruin. I like what he did there, Light of Ruin, you know, that move that we're never going to actually see legally because AZ's Floette is a mon that exists but will never be used. Or released as an event because apparently they just forgot that it's there, but whatever. So his team consists of Whimsicott and Alolan Persian, which are both his Z users. Zangoose, Komala, Manectric, Primeape, Swanna, Bronzor, Corsola, Golurk, Combuskin, and Regice. So a couple things that I'm noting that are threatening. Number one, speed boosting Combuskin. That can be a pain in the ass, and if it gets too out of hand, it's going to be annoying as fuck to beat. Regice, super fucking tanky. Really, really fat mon. Really, really hard to break down. Really going to be a pain in the ass to face this week, for sure. His hazard setters are Corsola and Golurk. I don't know if Regice gets rocks. Bronzor is one of the biggest hazard setters he has in his team. His hazard removal, however, is like, I think, Defog on Whimsicott and Swanna, and he's got the spin on the Komala. Zangoose is terrifying because Toxic Boost Zangoose is something that just tears through my team. And they don't really have anything for it at all. So that's a huge problem. So essentially I just have to make sure that everything on my team is at high enough health whenever that thing comes in, so that I don't just get swept by Quick Attack Zangoose at the end. Because that would really fucking blow. A lot. Alolan Persian as a Z user is actually kind of scary. He does have access to the Z Parting Shot, which could fully heal something as well. Like, I could see him maybe late game Z Parting Shotting back into the Zangoose and going for like a belly drum or some shit on like an already weakened mon, which is a huge, huge threatening idea to me. I'm really hoping that that's not what the case, because at that point, I just accept the fact that we've lost. So there's that problem. Z Whimsicott is also has the Z Memento option. I see the combination here. He can either Z Memento or Z Parting Shot into the Zangoose, giving it top tier sweep potential, and that's terrifying. So whichever of his users he brings, I have to make sure that they're dead ASAP. I cannot allow them to prosper in any way whatsoever. But with that though, we're going to get into it. I'm also going to ignore the fact that he has Primeape and really hope that he doesn't bring it, because y'all know how I am with Primeape. I can't kill it. At least I can't watch when I do so. It hurts my soul. So I hope he doesn't make me do that. Apologize. I have to grab myself a drink real quick because I am thirsty as hell, man. Anyway. So, with the team that we brought, we are starting off with 721st. The Simisear. He is the 721st worst Pokemon as of the end of last gen. So, and we are bringing him this week to kick some ass. We're bringing Intimidator, which is really nice. That's one of the things I like about Simisear, is he can be run on either the physical or special side. And I feel like special Simisear is a little bit better this week. We have Flamethrower, Focus Blast, Grass Knot, and HP Electric. So, run down his team. We have the Flamethrower for the Whimsicott. We have the Flamethrower for the Bronzor, which is a huge annoyance to my team. We have it for the Regice. Only for like later in the game if I've really chipped down, because I don't want to potentially pop off a weakness policy rock polish sweep, because that would be something I really don't want to deal with. So that could be scary. We have the Focus Blast, because Focus Blast hits some things a little bit harder. It also allows us to break through the Persian, Zangoose, and Kamala. Allows us to take those things out real quick. We have the Grass Knot, because Grass Knot is good against the Golurk. Grass Knot actually has a good chance to OHKO the Golurk if the Golurk does show up. Grass Knot also just kind of hits a few things a little bit harder. It doesn't touch Corsola, because Corsola is very Spadef. Like, people don't understand. Corsola is very Spadef bulky, and Grass Knot's not good against it because it's really, really light. Like, I had a mistake. I made the mistake in the Fuck Your Neighbor League with bringing Grass Knot on my Neolego to try to sweep with, and I just got shut down by Corsola, and it did like 25%, and I was at like plus 2 or 3. No, I think it barely did 50%. I was like plus 2 or 3 on my Neolego, and it did like 30-40%. I was really upset, and I was like, oh shit, that doesn't work. But it could work for other things. We do also have the HP Electric. HP Electric is there to blow back the Swanna, as well as actually hitting Corsola for decent damage. It should be really, really nice. Other than that, these moves hit everything neutrally in some way, shape, or form. So I can get some solid Expert Belt boosted damage off on a lot of people. So it'd be really, really dope. Simisear is pretty cool this week, and I'm looking forward to using it. Next up, we have our MVP from last week, Blue Balls. Blue Balls is the boy. Our nice young Electrode. He is going to be Assault Vested this week, because that allows us to take on the Manectric perfectly. Manectric really can't do shit to us now. We are running only 16 speed IVs, because with 16 speed IVs, we outspeed the Manectric, which is his fastest, well, with 16 speed IVs, why are we not outspeeding the Persian? Why did we decide to do that? Why did we decide to do that? Huh. Huh. Well then. Regardless, we decided to outspeed those. We decided to outspeed the Manectric. I'm just going to leave it, by the way. I'm just going to leave it the way it is, because it's fine. It should be okay. I don't actually even have anything on my moveset to hit either of those super effectively, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But we outspeed everything Manectric and below, which is nice. Volt Switch Thunderbolt, HP Ground, and Mirror Coat. We have the Volt Switch Thunderbolt, obviously, just to keep some momentum up and, you know, stuff. If the Manectric is around, we will be clicking that HP Ground as often as we can. And that is very, very awesome. Because I love this Pokemon. HP Ground will break through that Manectric pretty easily because we are Modest Nature. And we hit pretty hard. And then we have the Mirror Coat. Mirror Coat is actually pretty important because if the Manectric comes in on us, we can get an HP Ground off on it. We can also then hit it back really hard with the Mirror Coat. And he's got a couple of really solid special threats as well. Persian and Whimsicott can do some significant damage. Regice can be a problem. That's why I'm hoping not to pop a weakness policy on it. And if it hits me hard enough, I can just click Mirror Coat and kill it. And just overall, I think that will be really helpful. There's really not a fourth move I could put on this that really made sense. I thought about Signal Beam for the Persian, but I wasn't too worried about that. But I think this should be a very, very solid enough set for us this week. I think it'll go well. The next one we are actually bringing him to a game. I told y'all it was going to happen. We are bringing Sergeant Duxon. Sergeant Duxon with his stick. He's bringing his stick, and he's a very defiant bastard. This is actually a good mon to kind of stop the nonsense of him trying to Like, he can't... This is a mon that prevents him from doing his Z parting shot or Z memento bullshit, because he's just going to give me the Defiant boost and then make me strong, while I'm going to be able to punch whatever he brings in as hard as possible, which is nice. We have enough speed to outspeed Golurk, maybe? Yeah, Golurk, maybe. Yeah, Golurk. We have enough speed to outspeed Golurk. We are rocking max attack and then 40 into our HP. We have Return, Knockoff, Leaf Blade, and Brave Bird. So, knockoff is going to be very important in this game. Get rid of Eviolites and just punch holes. With that, if we can get a bunch of crit knockoffs thanks to our stick, that would be great. That would be hilarious. We have Return, which is also important in this game because it's nice and stab. We have Return and Brave Bird, which are both stab, which will hit really, really hard on just about anything. If he wants to try to switch something in on this, good luck. He actually does not have a switch into Return besides Bronzor, and if he switches Bronzor or Golurk, and if he switches either of those in, I'm going for knockoff the next turn. So, at the end of the day, like, he doesn't really have switch-ins to Farfetch, especially with the stick. Like, stick Farfetch is just going to tear through his fucking team. Crazy to know that, I know, right? Insane. But, and then we have the Leaf Blade. I packed the Leaf Blade because I want to just hit that Corsola, and if he thinks, like if he's looking at my moves and he sees, like, Return, Knockoff, Brave Bird, like, if he sees those three moves, he might not think that I can hit him. So he might think he can wall me with Corsola, and I can just nuke him with a more than likely crit Leaf Blade, and just Oko his Corsola immediately. Which would be absolutely hilarious. I would absolutely be shitting my pants laughing if I can just nuke his Corsola with a Farfetch'd. I'd be really... I would literally be in tears. But, so there's that. Yeah, so we have Sergeant Duxon. Next up, we have Discount our Savali, and we're actually bringing Savali Ghost. And the reason we're bringing Savali Ghost is for Zangoose. That's entirely the reason we're bringing Savali Ghost. Because, first off, we're max speed. I'm pretty sure Zangoose is base 90, but we're bringing max speed so that we can tie with the Primate. But we're bringing Savali Ghost because the only move that he can really hit us with then is if he brings Night Slash or if he has knockoff. And we can actually take a knockoff thanks to the fact that we don't take the boosted damage from knockoff. We can actually take one and then we can parting shot on him a lot. We can pretty much wall off the Zangoose and keep it from doing anything too ridiculous to us while he gets whittled down by his own Toxic, which is important. Best thing is we'll also always be able to parting shot on it because we will be faster than it and he can't quick attack us to kill us, which is even better. So that's important as hell. Winning speed ties against Primate is also good. Primate really doesn't get a lot to touch ghost types either. So that's very, very important, so we can parting shot on that as well. Defog will be very important to get rid of hazards and stuff, and also potentially to get rid of his screens. If he sets up screens with his Bronzor, if he decides to go for like a dual screen set with that thing, we can just defog on that and get rid of it. We have the multi-attack because that is a very solid move to have this week. Ghost Stab just really hits his team for decent damage. The only things he doesn't really bother with are the Kamala, Zangoose, and Persian, but Zangoose can't really afford to stay in on this thing because this thing can 1v1 it, in a sense. So that's important. The last move we have, I actually decided to go for Poison Fang, because Poison Fang has a 50% chance to badly poison the target, plus when it's constantly annoying, and I want to have a move that can, like, he might not think that I have a move that can just more than likely Oko it, I haven't run the calc, and I probably won't, but it is 4 times effective on the Whimsicott, plus things that you might want to try to switch in on this probably won't appreciate being badly poisoned just out of nowhere, because it's a coin flip, and, like, you're more than likely to get the coin flip almost every time. Like, things that have 30% chances, I'll never get. Things that have 50% chances, I have really good luck with getting. So I think I can get a lot of bad poisons on a lot of things and really whittle his team down. For cleric support, I don't even think he... I think, unless Kamala gets Heal Bell, I don't think he has a cleric, per se. I think, because Whimsicott doesn't get aromatherapy. I recognized that last week in the PFL. So, unless he brings Heal Bell on Kamala, if it gets it, he has no cleric support, which will allow me to really whittle his team down. So, I think that Savali will do a good job this week. Next up, we have Mr. Steal Yo Girl, the Mr. Mime, making his debut this week as well. Bringing him Choice Scarf this week. Bringing him Choice Scarf because I didn't want to force the speed tie with Zangoose. I know he's going to be faster, or I know he's going to be Toxic Boost, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to try to force myself to outspeed Primate. Or I know Primate already outspeeds me. A lot of the things on this team do outspeed me, but we are speed creeping the... I don't even know what we sped crept. Be honest with you. I don't remember what I speed crept with this set. Maybe Golurk. No, we didn't speed creep Golurk. Fuck if I know. But I think we built the set so that we could just outspeed his whole team after a Scarf. Yeah, that's what we did. We built it so that it outsped his team after the Choice Scarf boost, 100%, all of his team, which is nice. I wanted as much HP as we possibly could have on it. And the real thing that I wanted to have this for, and I think this could work, is if I can predict right, I can basically just shut down the Persian. Because Soundproof will prevent it from being able to parting shot. Soundproof makes me immune to the parting shot, so I can switch this thing in on a potential parting shot out, and then go for the Dazzling Gleam. If he switches out to Bronzor, that's fine. I don't care. Bronzor provides no offensive pressure against my team. I can easily switch out to Silvally on Bronzor every single time. Easily switch into Silvally on Bronzor. Bronzor cannot touch Silvally. So I can shut down the parting shots and then Dazzling Gleam on the Persian, either potentially knocking it out or bringing in the Bronzor and allowing me to play around it completely. And then from the rest of the game, he has to be very wary about clicking his parting shot. So I can really, really get into his head by having the Soundproof on my Mr. Mime here. Psychic Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, and Focus Blast pretty much hit everything on his team as best as I can. Shadow Ball for the Bronzor and the Golurk and such. Psychic for the Combuskin and just to be stabbed for the Prime as well. Dazzling Gleam for the Persian and whatnot. And then we have the Focus Blast for things like the Regice and Zangoose and Kamala and stuff like that. So just really, really solid matchup for Mr. Steal Yo Girl this week. So if I can get this parting shot stopping tech to work, I'll be really, really proud. So I'm very pleased with that. I actually looked that up and I was like, dude, this could be so clean. And now to help our team out, because we have a little bit more of an offensive build, and we don't have a lot of recovery on this team at all. So what's best to have on a team that has no real recovery? Well, why don't bring a god tier cleric like Licky Licky? We are obviously oblivious, we cannot be taunted, which is great. Tongue game the Licky Licky with his leftovers. Fully physically defensive, impish nature. We put 4 into our speed to potentially outpace the Regice if it's min speed. That's literally the entire reason for that. But being physically defensive, we actually stand a chance of maybe taking a hit from Zangoose if it's not close combat. We can also just take hits in general from a lot of his team. He has a very physically offensive team for the most part. Wish, Heal Bell, Body Slam, Knockoff. I felt like this was overall the best set because Body Slam can get us paras on things on his team, and Knockoff will be very important for getting rid of Eviolites on things like the Bronzor, the Combuskin, stuff like that, while also being able to super effectively hit things like the Golurk and such like that. And also being able to scout for potential Z-moves so that we know that things are coming. Like if I hit the Persian and I don't see an item get knocked off, then I know he's more than likely Z Parting Shot, and I know that I can potentially just go clean out into my Mr. Mime, stop his Z move entirely, and just go on with my day. But I think this Licky Licky will do a lot of good work for us this week. Wish passing into all these mons is going to be super important. I'm really looking forward to this. And without further ado, let us get into the battle. Alright guys, we are here with our Week 2 battle in the PU Power Draft League against Lightfoot and his Lightfoot of Ruin. He brings his Bronzor, his Manectric, his Whimsicott, Golurk, Kamala, and Primate against the team that we brought in our team builder over here with Sergeant Duxon leading the charge. But without further ado, let us get into this match. We got to switch sides here. He's going to lead outright with Manectric against my Licky Licky and just go straight for a Volt Switch. I do calc this and do find out that he is in fact a Choice Specs Manectric, so that's really, really interesting to note. But I'm going to go for the knockoff turn 1 as he goes into his Bronzor and loses his Eviolite instantaneously, which is fan-fucking-tastic. I'm so happy to get rid of that Eviolite. That was the entire reason I put knockoff on Tongue Game, was to get rid of the Eviolite on this mon. I go for a Wish immediately, so he's going to go for a Toxic, which doesn't fucking matter to me. Go for Toxic me, please, because I can just Heal Bell that immediately on the next turn. And then he's going to set up rocks, and I'm going to get all my HP back, which is great. So I'm going to set up another Wish here. He's going to go for the Toxic. Again, we're just creating a fucking never-ending loop, as I'm going to actually go out into my Silvally Ghost as he goes for a Psy Wave. Interesting play. But I'm going to be able to get out into my Silvally Ghost and go for a multi-attack. I'm going to obviously go in multi-attack into the Kamala, but I'm going to be able to get the Defog off immediately afterwards, and then he's going to be able to U-turn out into the Manectric. So I know I can take a Volt Switch. It's going to hurt like a bitch, and it does, but I just go for a Parting Shot here, and I'm going to Parting Shot out on this Bronzor into 721st, the Simisear, and I'm going to just be able to Flamethrower and knock him out. Now he goes on to the Golurk. He goes for a Focus Punch on the Golurk. Very interesting. Maybe expecting me to switch because, you know, Ground type, Fire type doesn't work well. Well, doesn't work too much for him because I'm not going to fall for it. I'm going to go straight for the Expert Belt Grass Knot, and it just OHKOs the Golurk, but that's huge. So Simisear picking up 2 kills here, which is great. I'm going to go for Focus Blast on Kamala. It does not do half. He's going to U-turn himself out. But that's big fucking damage on that Kamala. I'm going to go straight for the Flamethrower on Manectric, and I get the burn. So first off, that shows me that he's modest, because I am timid Simisear, and the only way he's slower than me is if he's modest. So he's modest, Specs, Manectric, which is really cool to note. He had actually thought that Simisear, he didn't run the calcs, he thought that Simisear only hit 317 speed. So that is what he aimed for in his prep, but unfortunately that didn't work out for him because I am actually sitting at nice. I think I maxed out at like 331, 332, something like that. Because I think I'm like base 101 or something. But I'm going to get the Flamethrower off and get the burn on him, which is nice, as he's just going to get that Thunderbolt and kill off my Simisear, but that is still huge. Go out to my Scarfed Mr. Mime here, and I'm just going to go straight for a Psychic. It does not do enough to this Kamala at all, so now I'm going to hard switch out to Silvally Ghost, who is going to take that U-turn, and we're going to see a Manectric come out here. Manectric's going to Volt Switch and is going to be able to kill me, but that is fine because it gives me momentum. He's going to go out to his Primeape, and I go immediately out to Blue Balls. And I'm going to click Thunderbolt. And now that Kamala will be able to die to the Thunderbolt, but not before he gets off a Sucker Punch. Very good play on his part. He goes out to this Whimsicott and goes for a U-turn. It reveals my tech unnecessarily, because I was really expecting him to go for like a Gig Drain or a Moonblast or some shit, but unfortunately he did not. Kind of sucks, but I reveal my Mirror Coat there, which is not too big of a deal, I guess. I'm going to go ahead for an HP Ground here, but he's going to go back out to his Whimsicott, which also sucks. He's going to Encore me into HP Ground, which is totally fine. I don't care. Whatever. I'm going to HP Ground consistently here, as he's going to go for a Moonblast on me. I am Assault Vest. That doesn't really matter. Now I'm going to go out to my Licky Licky on his next Moonblast. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I think I go straight for the Body Slam, or Knockoff. I go for the Knockoff, and I hit that Manectric, catch him on the switch in, which is great. And he's going to go out into his Primeape here and just go for a U-turn, which is fine. It's totally fine. I'm going to go for a Body Slam and catch a crit on this Whimsicott. I really wish I got in the parrot there. He's going to Moonblast. He's just going to straight up kill me there, which is fine. I'm going to go out now into my Electrode. He's going to go for a Tailwind here. And that is terrifying, because Primeape is a problem. But he has to lock himself into something like Gunk Shot in order to be able to beat my Mr. Mime. So all I need is him to miss one Gunk Shot, right? Because Electrode can definitely kill him with a Thunderbolt from this range. Yeah, Electrode can definitely either kill him with a Thunderbolt or come very close to doing so. Farfetch definitely kills him with a Brave Bird every single time. And then, obviously, Mr. Mime will kill him with just about anything. So he hits the first Gunk Shot on Blue Balls. That's fine. That's totally okay. Hits the second one on Sergeant Duxon, and we're like, I'm getting fucking nervous. I'm getting real nervous. And then you go out to Mr. Mime, and what do you know? He hits all 3 Gunk Shots in a row. Of course, he hits all 3 Gunk Shots. I would have missed all 3 Gunk Shots I would have gone for in the match. But no, he hits all 3 of his when he needs to, crucially, when everything I had could have basically OHKO'd him. Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's how angry I am at Pokemon right now. That's the shit I'm dealing with. Fuck. But hopefully we'll bounce back. This league's more so for fun. It just kind of sucks that we picked up an L because he hit Gunk Shots when no one hits Gunk Shots anymore. But it's whatever. We'll bounce back from this. We're 1-1. It was only a 1-0 loss, so it kind of just evens out our differential because I'm pretty sure we got a 1-0 win week 1. So pretty much just evens things out, so it's not a big deal. We'll bounce back. And yeah. With that, though, I'm going to get out of here. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I'm PokePrimer.